It's in the time of national issues we begin to know where people's allegiance lies. Professor Wole Soyinka has shown that his allegiance lies in ethnicity. And his continuous support of Bola Tinubu, in spite of the abysmal failure after 1 year, and his continuous drag of Peter Obi, shows that Wole Soyinka is the parrot that Obasanjo has described him as, and the true patriot in this whole matter is Obasanjo, who has always stood against bad leadership and has always been in support of good governance in the country. Let's discuss this. Please don't go away. Hello, welcome to my channel. I remain your boy Ernest Omosope Adebayo Okoje for Koje's Chance Media. Please subscribe to my channel and like and share this video. In fact, Professor Wole Soyinka just for my hand. In spite of all the respect I get for that man, same man, now English and literature, we serve with day, you know. So he's like he's more or less like our father in that place. All my professors in Uniben at the University of Ibadan, they all revered him. But look at what he has done. So now, we all know that in the light of recent interview that he had, where he was dragging Peter Obi, saying that Peter Obi, for the interest of Nigerians, should not contest for the next election, it didn't go down well with a lot of us and a lot of people. And then that has since drawn a lot of criticisms. And because people have said that Tinubu has just spent 1 year in office, and there has been a lot of failure in terms of, in fact, in every indices, you know, workers are not doing fine. There is still high level of insecurity. The dollar exchange that he met at official price that time he came in was around between 400 and something and 700 and something. You know, it has now gone up to about 1,400 and something. And you know, when the petrol pump he met at 200 and something, he pushed it up, and now some people are buying for as high as 700 naira. He didn't see any of all those things to talk about, and then he came and said that for the interest of Nigerians, for Peter Obi should not recontest, and that Peter Obi had power to stop the obedience, in quotes, from harassing him and other people. But he has also forgotten that, you know, and at some point he also called him Badjoe. Badjoe means like a dubious person who wants to dupe people. So meaning that Peter Obi was riding on the wings of, you know, frustration of Nigerians, and then that means this man was just like a fraud. He didn't call Peter Obi a fraud, and this same person has forgotten that when all the Obasanjo was very instrumental to the emergence of, you know, Yaradua and subsequently Jonathan. But when Jonathan's government wasn't doing fine, Obasanjo was one of the first persons who criticized Jonathan. Obasanjo was the first to criticize, and in fact, Obasanjo, to me, was part of the reasons Jonathan lost his re-election bid, because people had gotten tired of him. But if you remember very well, none of Jonathan's aides came out to insult Obasanjo, and then all of a sudden, you know, Obasanjo supported Buhari because he felt that, of course, but Obasanjo in his memoir had already said that Buhari wasn't really a good administrator, and he even criticized Wole Soyinka, that Wole Soyinka was a parrot in his book, and I've not seen that Wole Soyinka is actually a parrot, not a patriot, you know. So when he supported Buhari and Buhari wasn't doing fine, after the first term, he started to criticize Buhari, and what happened? Buhari's thugs. You see, that's the problem I have with APC. Buhari, probably out of just being people who were just overzealous, were the ones who just decided to, on their own, begin to insult Obasanjo. They dragged Obasanjo, they insulted the hell out of Obasanjo, and then Buhari finished his 8 years of failure also, and then he gave it to his the person who supported him in coming to power, Bola Tinubu. And Bola Tinubu was the biggest scam of all of them, because he claimed that he built Lagos, and we all know full well that when Bola Tinubu was there, Lagos wasn't really what it is today. You know, it was Fashola that came up with innovative ideas and started pushing. And Tinubu was even choking Fashola at some point. Then Ambode came. When Ambode probably would not dance to his tune, the way Fabura is not dancing to Wike's tune. Wike, who is the biggest deceiver, and the Mr. Fake Project, you know, fraud also. He tried to remove Ambode, and then now he has put Babajide Sanwo-Olu there. That one, Mr. Demolition. Demolishing all the houses in Lagos, you know. And I don't know if they'll call that democracy. If not for the manner in which Nigerians went against, you know, the Lagos Calabar coastal way, that they wanted to demolish a whole beach resort, you know, by Landmark Beach, and people stood against it. Now they've gone back to the original route. They abandoned that route and wanted to destroy. Maybe they had something against that man, who knows? Something that the man claimed was worth over $250 million, you know. And this same road, this will be a video for another day, that they are budgeting about between 14 and 18 billion dollars. China built the same road and spent less than $12 billion. So that's a talk for another day. But anyways, now to come back to Tinubu and Soyinka case versus Obasanjo and Obi's case, you'll see that Wole Soyinka, the same person whom we all know fought against repressive governments in the past, military governments, and he was part of the NADECO. And NADECO was a movement that was against,
military rule. And EDECO stands for something national democratic, blah, blah, blah. So they believe in democratic principles. I know Tinubu was part of it. And so when the government repression was too much, they went into exile. And so they were fighting the Abacha's government through exile. And, we all know how Wole Soyinka's house got burnt and all of that. And while they visited China, and then while Wole Soyinka stayed more in the United States and Europe, Tinubu was basically in the United States. It was when there was a return to the democracy that Tinubu came back and contested, for Lagos State, to become Lagos State governor, and he became the governor for 2 times. And he tried a little bit, but because of his history with Wole Soyinka has refused to come outside to criticize his bad governance, and that is where Wole Soyinka has fallen out of favor with people. And now, if we look at Obasanjo, no matter how you are, Obasanjo supported Peter Obi. He didn't hide it. And when he supported Buhari wasn't doing well. Obasanjo came out to criticize Buhari. Now, he supported Obi. If Obi had won, and things are the way they are right now, Obasanjo would have come out to criticize him. But to my greatest surprise, Obasanjo of recent, at a program, he criticized 3 things in Tinubu's government. He said, number 1, Tinubu, that while it was a welcome idea to remove subsidy and also to refuse to continue to subsidize dollars, that Tinubu didn't go about it the right way. So that's why it brought about hardship on Nigerians. And he also criticized Tinubu for the manner Tinubu interfered in, I think, the Niger military coup. So, and then the next thing, we saw APC people coming out to criticize Obasanjo. There was nothing they didn't say against Obasanjo. That is the problem now. So when people are not doing fine, people cannot criticize you. Now, this same Tinubu would put his children as part of the entourage to go out of the country when we are saying there is no money. And I'm even hearing right now that Nigerian ambassadors in other countries do not even have money to be financed. And yet, we have government delegates traveling up and down. Tinubu's family being part of the entourage. And all these things, people are not saying anything about them. And Wole Soyinka is now coming out to criticize Peter Obi that has never been the president. So do you want to blame Nigerians' problem on Peter Obi? What is Peter Obi's offense that will make somebody, that will make people to be criticizing somebody who has not even been there? He said that Peter Obi had magical wands. Maybe he has turned Peter Obi to magician, and with his magical powers, he would have been able to prevent, people from criticizing him. When the people who criticize people the most are people in APC, there is nothing any APC leader does that you will see APC people criticizing. If you try to criticize them, they will come for you. And it's just unfortunate the way things are going. But I'm really disappointed in Wole Soyinka. So that's why I brand Wole Soyinka as a parrot, which Obasanjo described him as, and Obasanjo as a patriot. Because Obasanjo is the one, no matter your ethnic background, if you are good or he thinks you are good, he will support you. And the moment you disappoint him, he will criticize you. If Yar'Adua had lived beyond when he lived, and his government had all these issues, he would have been the first to criticize Yar'Adua. And so this same Wole Soyinka that criticized Obasanjo wanted to amend the constitution to rule for a 3rd term, is this same person now that is turning blind? Let's see. Tinubu just completed 1 year of failure in office, and this man said he wanted to give Tinubu 1 year first before he would come out and criticize Tinubu. Let's see what he will say. And if Wole Soyinka does not come out to criticize Tinubu's government, when people are suffering, people are dying, people have urgent 1K, urgent 2K to survive, and Wole Soyinka is not saying anything. People cannot even afford to buy petrol in their generators and in their cars. People cannot eat 2 square meals, and Wole Soyinka is not saying anything. It's somebody who is not in power that is not saying that is the king of obedience. When the father of obedience is as a result of the obedient movement, even came as a result of hardship. Jews are tired, NSAS and everything. He's not saying anything. I'm disappointed in that man. He should bow and bury his head in shame because he has not behaved as an elder statesman. And if you don't want to be criticized, stay the hell out of politics. You are a noble lawyer, you wrote books, you are intelligent, but you are a booksman does not mean that you can be a good leader. Stay the hell out of politics. He has been involved in politics at some point in time. When during the Buhari's time, he decided to be in petroleum. So Tinubu, Wole Soyinka can never say his hands are clean. That man too must have done some form of embezzling in the past. Where I'm looking at him, for him to come in out to support Tinubu. Whose emergence was marred by accusations of forged certificates, of drug trafficking, of everything. We didn't see him saying anything against that. He's not coming out to drag Peter Obi. That is just on his own. This is very, very bad. And I'm really disappointed in him. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll take my time to reply to everything. Until we see again, I am your boy, Ernest Omozugbadibayo Okoje, Koje's Media, signing out. Peace.